So you've mentioned before that you had a basketball career in college, similar to Jordie's. What can you tell me about that?
I started playing basketball in middle school. I was living in Beijing. My mom got us lessons and got me lessons. And then it wasn't until my senior year of high school that I made the varsity team. My junior year of high school, I tried out for the varsity team, but then I wasn't good enough.
It happens.
But in terms of the injury that Jordie has, and that I also
Yeah.
shared, that was in my sophomore year of high school. I actually lied to Amy, our showrunner, about this. I said I tore my pec playing basketball. But actually what happened was at lunch, I was bench pressing, and I was doing a weight that I wasn't supposed to be doing, and then it partially tore.
No.
And then afterwards, I went to go play basketball, and I tried to pass the ball to my friend, and then it tore off completely. And then the ambulance came, and then I had to get like metal in my arms, which still beeps at the security gates in the airport.
Oh no.
Yeah, and then my hoop dreams are over.
Yeah, and then in college you kind of went into theater drama.
Yeah.
I was looking into your college theater history and found that you played Emmett in Legally Blonde and Danny Zuko in Grease, which is a stacked resume.
Oh, thank you.
What is your dream role?
My dream, I would love to play the MC in Cabaret.
Oh, such a good one.
I did 12 Angry Men as well at Hart House Theater. Shout out U of T. I played the eighth year, and I would love to do that role again.
Yeah.
As a play. But then, besides for Cabaret, I want to say one more. Melchior from Spring Awakening.
That's such a good one too. You got it. And then, did you originally audition to play Jordie? Did you audition to play Sam or Charlie? How'd you land in the cast?
So originally I auditioned to play for Drew.
Okay.
Drew, who is Chantal's fiance, right? Or husband.
Yeah.
It was a 3-episode character. I did a great self-tape. The best self-tape I've ever made. I was the only one called back to the producer session. And this has never happened before. I start cracking up in the producer session.
No.
And I knew the situation, as I like to say, is cooked. And then I got off the call. I felt very bad. I went for a walk, and then my agent Daniel calls me and says, "Hey, so you didn't do that great of an audition." But I love him for that. He's very honest.
Yeah.
And that's the truth, and I knew at the time. But actually, the next day, they then told me that they wanted me to read for Jordie. I had no idea who this guy was. I just knew he was Sam's best friend, and he's chill, he's loyal, and he's got a sports injury. So I was like, okay, maybe I could do this. Maybe I could save this. And then that night, I had to perform Jordie for the producers again. And I just I winged it, and I tried to be myself, and it ended up working. And then the next day, I graduated the University of Toronto with a economics and drama degree, and the next day after that, I was flying out to Vancouver, and then I started working.
That's
so it was
wild.
crazy. It was crazy.
That timeline is awesome.
Thank you.
A day later. And then the first time we see Jordie, he pretends he doesn't know Percy. Walk me through his decision there.
Yeah, I think with how the story goes, Sam's been kind of seeing Percy since they're like kids. And Jordie's seen this. Like Sam's probably told Jordie that, oh, I have a crush on this girl, and then all the way up to where he's developed feelings. And then Percy hurts him. And Jordie hears about this. And as they get older, they're kind of like an on and off relationship before Percy absolutely ghosts him. But in the show, you hear that there's a detail where we go to a bar to try to find Sam. And Jordie says that this is where Sam hung out for every single day for a month since Percy ghosted him, after Percy ghosted him. So it's complicated for Jordie, but he's loyal to a fault, and he loves his best friend. He just wants to protect him. And,
Absolutely.
I mean, he doesn't hate Percy, but so when Percy arrives 10 years later, it's kind of like, what are you doing here? I know you're not here for me. I know you're not here for Charlie Floret, because Jordie doesn't know. it could be the memorial, but what are you doing here? Because you are trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on set, there was actually a line where I improv'd. Sam and I are talking at the bar about how Percy's back, and instead of Percy, I said the devil's back. But they cut that out.
No.
Yeah.
So that's how you really feel, Jordie.
Exactly.
What do you think the first moment Chantal catches Jordie's attention is? Is it when he
I like
first
this
meets her
question.
in the lobby, or is it a little after that?
I think Chantal's extremely beautiful the moment she walks in. Jordie's kind of like, who's this? But I'm not going to acknowledge her. I'm going to try to play it nonchalant. But he's not great at hiding the truth. That's the thing I love about Jordie. But then when he first catches feelings, I would say Jordie brings ice cream for Chantal at one point. And there's a bit of improv that I slipped in where it was you text me, but actually that was just him slipping because he's been thinking about this.
Yeah.
Like, oh, if I get ice cream for Chantal, is this weird? Because Drew's here, but that's when Jordie's starting to overthink, and I think you can see it on screen.
Yeah. Does he
Yeah.
get all of his customers ice cream, or is this special to Chantal?
Yeah, exactly. That is the question. That is the question. I think he's a guy that genuinely just shows up and will do things without expecting anything. But with Chantal, it's a little bit like he's a little more cheeky with it.
Absolutely. And then we see, obviously, he's a really good motel owner, but he admits he doesn't always want to run the motel.
Mhm.
Aside from basketball, what's his dream?
Ooh, like Jordie the character. What
Jordie
is-
the
what is
character,
your dream?
yeah. What's the aspiration?
I have a few friends that have played college basketball, and they've torn their ACL or their meniscus or broken their leg, and their hoop dreams are over. Usually, the pattern is that they either go to fashion, they either become a basketball coach, or they become a teacher. I think Jordie, being in Barry's Bay, I don't think the basketball program at Barry's Bay is that great.
No, we gotta pick that up.
Yeah, so I think he'd be a great teacher. I want to see
Yeah.
him teach humanities.
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
And then Jordie clocks Delilah and Charlie's relationship in the second episode. Is that because he still has a crush on her, or is he just kind of the eyes and ears of Barry's Bay?
Do you want the truth?
I want the truth.
Okay. It's because the song, the first cut is the deepest, is what best, is how Jordie will probably express himself, thinking about Delilah. And there is a bit of jealousy when Charlie Florrick is involved. Because Charlie is a guy that's pants Jordie since he was like
Yeah.
in middle school, and he's always winning. Jordie's competitive, and Charlie is always winning. And as they get older, I think people become more well-adjusted, and you're not really projecting things. But yes, seeing Delilah with Charlie Florrick definitely bothers Jordie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he'll never admit it.
No, of course.
No.
That's got to be hush-hush. Jordie spills about Sam and Taylor after getting lawyered by Chantal.
Yeah,
What do you think that says about their dynamic?
with Chantal and Jordie.
Yeah.
So Aurora and I had a discussion about who is the one in power in this relationship. And she insists that it's her. But I think that Jordie is playing into the fact that Chantal thinks she has the upper hand by being like, pretending to be scared and like, oh my God, you're so intimidating. But actually Jordie's playing mind games.
She's playing checkers, he's playing chess.
Exactly, yeah. He's being like, he's fawning, like he's a little deer. And Chantal gets to be powerful for a moment. But the reason they wait is because it's push and pull. That push and pull dynamic is really cool.
Yeah, and then one of the first times we see their maybe romantic sparks sort of blossom is their fishing contest.
Yeah.
What was it like filming that scene? Do you fish? Did you catch anything?
I fished twice with my grandpa in New Zealand, he's a marine biologist,
Oh,
and
awesome.
he runs an aquarium in Wellington. And both times he's taken me fishing, he's hooked me with the fish hook. So that's not, I haven't fished since, but there was a person underneath the bridge as we were holding the fishing rod. And no, I didn't hook anybody.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, he was just pretending to be a fish when we caught it. So there was
Oh.
tension on the rope. Yeah.
That's a cool prank.
Yeah. But it was fun. It was fun. Aurora and I tried to figure out how we're going to hold it to best stage the scene. And then, yeah, obviously they get close and there's a intimate moment. And that was actually really fun to play. Fun fact, Jordie sniffed her hair.
Ooh, okay.
And she smells great.
What does she smell like?
Cinnamon.
Okay, cinnamon and fish.
Cinnamon.
Jordie mentions his unrequited love for Delilah as a teen, and then immediately after that, we see him as a teen comforting her when she finds out that she's pregnant.
Yeah.
What makes him decide to confront Percy instead of kind of keeping it to himself?
I think when you're young, it's at that age, 16, I remember myself, tough emotions usually come out, especially if you grew up in a sports like heavy background, usually comes out in like anger.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Jordie's he's not gonna be smashing things, but you know, the fact that Percy was there and she's supposed to be Delilah's best friend, similar to how Jordie is to Sam, I think he's projecting those responsibilities onto Percy and being like, why? He just can't understand. Why can't, she's been here this whole time and you haven't picked up on the fact that she's pregnant? Like, are you kidding me? And yeah, he might have came off as aggressive, but he comes from a good place. He wants Delilah to feel comfortable, and he obviously really, really cares about Delilah. After the confrontation, I think eventually she understands that Jordie cares, because she thanks him instantly, and then she sprints out.
Do you think Delilah knows that Jordie did that for her?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think if Jordie's not doing it with any expectation of Delilah thinking like, oh, Jordie saved the day. I think Delilah would have actually told Jordie not to say anything, because the whole time Percy was neglecting Delilah, right? And it was all about herself and losing her virginity to Sam. And yeah, both of them like just having this great first experience together. But yeah, I would say Delilah did not want Jordie to tell Percy.
Yeah.
But Jordie doesn't know how to cope and what should happen. How do you go to an abortion clinic? What's the procedure?
Yeah.
So he just attacks Percy.
I think he made the right decision.
Well then, yeah. There would be a kid.
Yeah.
Well,
And then present day, does Jordie still hold a candle for Delilah, or is he
100%.
100%?
100%, especially when he finds out that Delilah and Whit are divorced. I think it's being in such a small town like Barry's Bay, where you literally see each other every single day. It's unfortunately you cannot walk a certain route to avoid the person, like a situationship, right?
Yeah.
So I think for Jordie, it's a constant reminder, like, oh my God, this is the girl that I loved, unrequited love. Playing Jordie, I can say that it felt, it was heavy.
Yeah.
It was heavy. It was uncomfortable. Talking to Delilah, it was very uncomfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think having new romantic feelings for Chantal kind of changed that, or is it still always just going to be there?
Again, that's a great question. I think the first cut is the deepest. It doesn't necessarily mean that Chantal's like the replacement, but Jordie will always think fondly of Delilah, and whether or not Delilah sees him, that is out of his control and out of his mind in a way now that he's so in love with Chantal.
Yeah.
And Jordie asking Chantal to be his girlfriend is actually huge, because this is a guy, despite being the varsity athlete, despite being the star in college, he was extremely hurt from the girl that broke up with him in his monologue, of how, yeah, she just found out that I wasn't gonna make it, so she dumped me.
Yes, Savannah.
So I'd say Jordie went to lots of therapy, and then
We love to see a man in therapy.
we love to see a man in therapy, psychotherapy. I'd say, if we want to get specific, I think Jordie does DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy. But yeah.
Yeah.
That's my psychoanalysis.
It's good to have a psychoanalysis.
Okay.
We've gone deep. So after the scene in the bar fight, Chantal and Jordie almost kiss.
Yeah.
Would they have gone through with it if Charlie didn't come out of the bar?
100% they would have gone. It might have been like just like a touch and then pull back, but their lips were going to touch 100%. Yeah.
How does then after that going swimming with both Chantal and Delilah complicate their relationship? We have the love triangle right there.
It was so fun to play as an actor, because here I am standing between two people, and it's like a physical tableau of like a love triangle, right?
Yeah.
And Jordie's slightly in front. He's trying to be as nonchalant as possible in that moment. He's trying to keep it chill, but you see it in his micro expressions. And when Chantal first asked Delilah to come to the lake with him, he's kind of like, what are we doing? I thought you wanted to maybe hang out one-on-one, and we can actually have that conversation of, you know, maybe some feelings have developed. But then Delilah's thrown in, and then Jordie just kind of, I don't know, he sprints into the lake and jumps in cold water. That's the best thing that he can do to calm his mind. And then Delilah starts crying.
Yeah, I think it's also symbolic that in both of those relationships, he's the one who jumps in first. And you have to wait to see who's going to follow, what's going to happen after. And maybe right now, Chantel's in the water and Delilah's crying, but that could switch one day.
You should be my acting coach.
Thank you.
That's great.
Thank you.
Whoa.
What would you say Jordie, each of them brings out in Jordie?
Oh, Chantal and Delilah?
Yeah. Separately.
Delilah unlocks the boyish nature of Jordie. And both Delilah and Jordie have divorced parents. So they've gone through like the adjustments of their parents divorcing at an early age, and also how you cope with that, and then whether or not you end up being well adjusted later on in life. I think Jordie and Delilah, I'm imagining them like Snapchatting each other. Yeah. Like, hey, Dad and Mom are fighting again. Do you want to play Snake.io? Yeah. And then Chantal. Chantal inspires Jordie and puts a fire under his ass in the best way possible. He is a guy that's going to move through life. He's been disappointed by life enough to start saying that shit happens, and he's happy saying that. But then Chantal is someone who says get shit done. Yeah. So I think that's the fact that they can fight on it is actually a great yin and yang balance for a relationship. Yeah. Yeah, and then now that Delilah's single and we see her have that yearning gaze towards the two of them in the bar, do you think there's going to be a little bit of a love triangle in Jordie's future? As Joseph, I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. In terms of Jordie, I think, I want to see Delilah and Chantal fight over Jordie, selfishly. I think that'd be a big moment. I think it'd be a huge moment. And then Jordie can be the hero, you know? Just break up the girls fight. At the bar. No, guys, like, don't ladies, fight please. Over me. No, I think Jordie is so in love with Chantal at the moment, and it's time for Delilah to maybe pursue him a little bit, and we'll see where that goes. Yearn. Yes, you gotta yearn. Yeah. I feel like the big question is, if Delilah finally dropped her guard and said, Jordie, I want to be with you now, would he act on it, even though Chantal is in the picture? You will see the best monologue of all time if that happens. And I hope there's rain involved. Yes, there needs to be rain. First cut is the deepest, just like playing behind them. I waited for you. My whole life. You never looked at me. What are your hopes for a potential season 2, aside from the fighting and the rain? For Jordie, I'd like to see him move out the motel. I think he feels a little, as an actor playing Jordie, I felt a little suffocated being in that space. This is lore, but the reason that Jordie naps is because he wants to get through the day faster. It's not actually because he's chill like that. Yeah. I need to see him cope through life without physical exercise for the first time, whether that's he takes up journaling or he starts writing songs. I think that could be really interesting. I would love to see him and Chantal in their romantic moments, also some fighting, couple fightings. Yeah. Couples fighting, and also I'd like to see him, what it's like to FaceTime Sam when he's at work. It's like, hey bud, how you doing? And then it's like, when are you coming back? I think that would be really interesting. Surgery? Exactly. I need to, That's a perfect Sam Floric response. And then, and I'd love to see him fight more with Charlie. Yeah. But also maybe start to understand him more and build respect for each other. Yeah, I think that jealousy needs to come to a head before they can really build that bond. Yes, yes. Ideally, Jordie moves to New York. Okay, I'm loving New York so far. We gotta get Jordie filming in New York. Yeah, yeah.